Hi, my name is Morgan Meyer. I created these videos to help you learn more about your wheelchair. I made these resources through the Indiana University Department of Occupational Therapy in collaboration with occupational therapists here and the Outpatient Adaptive Equipment Department at Riley Hospital for Children. In this video, I'm going to be going over how to clean and maintain your wheelchair, as well as how to tell when things might need to be adjusted or grown. First, I'm going to go over some of the do's and don'ts of cleaning your wheelchair. Do wipe down the frame of the chair using a rag with soapy water or a wipe with gentle cleanser. Just make sure all the parts are dry when you're done. You can also use a vacuum or an air compressor to help get dirt and debris out from the small openings and the tight spaces on your chair. If you have a tilt and space chair and the tilt mechanism looks like a sleigh or a track, it's important to keep this part of the chair especially clean in order for the chair to properly function and tilt. Don't submerge the chair in water or spray it down using the shower head or the hose or a power washer, as the excess water can cause damage like rust and corrosion to parts of the chair. We also don't recommend that you use harsh cleansers like bleach to clean your chair, because this might cause the paint to become damaged or faded over time. Do also remove the hair from the wheels of your chair, especially on these front casters. Most of the time the casters can be easily removed by just unscrewing one of the screws on the side, but if you feel uncomfortable doing this, you can reach out to your equipment provider for help maintaining your chair. Do remove the seat cushion cover to wash it. Most seat cushion covers are machine washable, just make sure you air dry them when they're done. Don't put the seat cushion and the cover in the washing machine. Just put the cover portion, because putting the cushion in can cause it to become damaged. Also, do not put the cover in the dryer when it's done, because the dryer can cause it to shrink and then it'll no longer fit over your cushion. Now I'm going to be going over some general maintenance tips, like areas to check on your chair to see if they need to be fixed or tightened, and then also some tips on how to help prevent pieces of your chair from getting lost or getting broken. So pieces on your chair that might become loose over time include the hardware that hold on the foot plates, the screws and bolts that hold on the casters, the wheel locks, the push handles, the hardware that holds on the armrests, and then you just kind of want to generally look over your chair and make sure that there's no screws or bolts sticking out or looking like they're about to fall off. If you notice any of these things are loose on your chair, reach out to your wheelchair service provider to have them fix it. An important area to check on the chair is the wheel locks. You want to make sure that these are nice and tight and that the wheel is not sliding through, because this could be a huge safety risk, especially when you're transferring in and out of the chair. So to check and make sure that your wheel locks are tight enough, lock them into place, and then you can pick up the wheelchair by the wheels, and you want to make sure that the wheels do not slide through. If your wheel locks are loose and need to be tightened, be sure to reach out to your wheelchair service provider. Another important area to check on the chair is the tires, especially if you have pneumatic ones like these ones, meaning that they're filled with air. You want to make sure that the tire is filled up appropriately and that it's not flat. Usually there will be somewhere on the tire that says what level PSI it needs to be filled up to. You can pump up the tires either using like a standard bike pump at home, or you can reach out to your wheelchair service provider, or most bicycle shops will actually fill up these tires for you too. Here's where the tire can be filled up. If you're traveling with your chair, especially by airplane, a tip to help prevent pieces from getting lost or getting damaged is to remove all the easily removable pieces and then put them together in a duffel bag. That way you can help keep track of everything a little bit easier, and you don't have to worry as much about things falling off or getting damaged whenever the chair gets stowed away. So some pieces you might want to take off your chair include the armrests, the clothing guards, the footrests, the headrest, the push handles, and the small anti-tipper wheels on the back. If you have room to take off these wheels as well, that might be a good idea too. This just helps you keep everything together, and then you don't have to worry as much about the airline losing something or breaking something. Another tip we have is to make sure you take a picture of your chair before the airline stows it away. That way you can document any damage if it were to occur. So now I'm going to cover some tips on how to tell if your child's wheelchair might need to be grown or adjusted. So it might be time to get your child's chair grown again if it's been more than 6 months since the last time it was grown, if they've been changing clothing sizes a lot lately, if the child now complains about the chair not being comfortable, or if it feels a lot harder for you to get them in and out of the chair, if it feels really tight on their hips or their sides, or if they're starting to get red marks on their skin from the chair. Their knees might also start to look scrunched up and be much higher than their hips, or if they have more than 2 fingers worth of space between the back of or the front of the seat and the back of their knee. All of these are signs that it might be time to get your chair grown again. Other reasons why your child might need adjustments done to their chair include if they've had a major change in medical status, like a surgery that changes the way that they sit or their posture, or if your child has had a major change in their functional abilities, like maybe they're able to propel themselves in a chair now, or maybe a self-propelling chair is not so appropriate for them anymore. If you feel like your child's chair needs to be adjusted or grown, please reach out to your therapist or your wheelchair provider.